Welcome to the Weekly Poll. This is the show that we bring to you right here on this Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ElitableMonster, every other week, where I get the best of the best from the comic book universe to join me here and host this show known as the Weekly Poll. Some of you guys may be new. Some of you guys may have been here since like 5 years ago when we created the show. But overall, this has been rated the best pop culture podcast on YouTube, or Twitch, YouTube, and everything else that we're on by Bleeding Cool. We're award-winning. That's us. Joining me today is, I've got Tiffany and Sal from Comic Pop. Well, I got Sal from Comic Pop, the YouTube channel, and Tiffany from Comic Pop TV, the Twitch channel.
That's right. Yeah. Now it's like we can call it two things. That's fair.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to help you with that. It's called branding. You should try it.
Yeah.
I also got Joel here. Joel from Cape to Joel, another great YouTube channel that talks about comic books.
Booyah.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's not much. We don't have any big topics this week.
No.
So what we're gonna do this week is basically BS, chat with you guys about stuff that's going on, answer your questions about comic books, stuff along those lines. Now, what I was talking about before we went live in the pre-show was I had mentioned to Joel that we have to go to Canada. Joel,
yes.
A quick question for you, because I said it's probably in Toronto. You said that with like an anger in your voice. Why is that?
No, I didn't. I said, it's a fine city.
Shut up, Joel, because it's the Weekly Poll.
Oh, God, man, you think I'd learn one of these days? You really think? I just, yeah.
Toronto's the one near you, right? That's the city?
Yeah.
Okay, not Vancouver. I always get those two mixed up.
Nah, Vancouver's an island. That's the one where they film all the CW shows.
Yeah, that's the one to go to.
Haven't people left CW because of that, in all honesty?
I thought
no,
so.
I mean,
right?
like they wanted to be back in LA and things like that, but like a whole season they have to go out and live in Vancouver, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's definitely a road bump for some of them, yeah.
As far as where Rob's just dealing with some package deliveries today, so he won't be joining us this week. When we had no topics, he was like, well, I gotta get packages, I'll just go handle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kat Grant, the actress for that, Ally McBeal, she left for that reason.
Oh, did she really? I did not know that. Huh.
Well, it's because they require you to move for 6 months to 7 months to be on the show, because it's in Vancouver.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you want to be in things like LA and stuff like that, and I was reading that some of them just feel very isolated from like their whole LA lifestyle that they like.
Yeah.
It's like Lost when they filmed it on Hawaii for so long. A couple actors just left 3 seasons in because they're like, yeah, I want to go back to LA. All my stuff is there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's happening.
That was a good plan for them, by the way. Like, get out.
Somebody says that there was Spider-Man Homecoming. Wait, Homecoming? You mean the new one, Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, Far From Home.
Oh, it's been supposedly leaked. Yeah, I'm not going to check leaks. Because then you get hyped about something that doesn't exist, because some guy wrote it and made it seem legitimate.
Oh, boo. I am excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
I liked Homecoming, and I like Spider-Man.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying before about why we brought up TennoCon, we finally got into Warframe, and we're really, really getting heavy into it. So one thing that I've noticed, and you guys can kind of vouch for this, is a lot of times when you jump in things with like fans or people that you want to hang out with, but they're trying to catch you up, you don't really ever like learn and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the issue that I ran into with Warframe. Like we played it for months, but I never really learned what the hell I was supposed to actually be doing. So whenever I was alone, it was never fun to play, and it just never clicked properly. And thank you so much, Isaiah Grease, for that tier 1 sub. So that's pretty much what I was getting at with that. I had the same issue with ESO. We got carried when we first went into it, so I had to like almost spend a couple of sessions just figuring the actual game out, so I could be like, oh no, this is fun,
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys think about? Let's start here while we get some questions, because we're gonna do this AMA style, guys. Ask me anything. As long as it fits within our brand style, so you're not asking me something like, "What is your favorite porn actress?"
Right? I don't. Are there actresses in porn? I'm not familiar. I don't know anything about that.
I mean, Benny will tell you, just not on the show.
Right.
Like ask him.
No, there's quite a few. In all honesty, it's weird because I used to be able to name a bunch because it was always funny when, and now I can't name any.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
What'd you guys think of Colorado? You guys were just out here. We filmed a lot of fun stuff overall.
Yeah, it was a great time. We Tiff and I flew out to Colorado, and we shot a whole bunch of stuff, all pretty much in like the span of one day.
No, we did 2 days.
Very tiring.
Yes, we spent the first day. Tiffany actually streamed with Benny and played some of that Warframe stuff that you guys were talking about.
I caught all my Warframes, Sal.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Meanwhile,
Rudy, thank you for that 5 months in a row.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I spent like the entire time with Dan, just kind of like chilling upstairs.
Yeah, it was awesome. Colorado is really interesting because you guys have like crazy mountains, but it's also like super flat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like what?
Yeah, it's
What?
a lot flat.
It's a lot of flat.
Yeah.
It is, but then like you got like the crazy mountains, and we went up into those. That was awesome, and we saw what was it, elk, reindeer? What the hell was that?
Yeah, what were those beasts we saw?
They were
no, they weren't reindeer. They were just deer. Jesus.
no, they weren't.
Yeah, our deer look like regular deer. Those deer were like deer on steroids. They look like caribou or something.
They might have been caribou. I mean, I can't identify the elk-like
I'm gonna look
creatures.
it up. Caribou.
Then he didn't have his North American Pokedex he could pull out and get like, what is this animal?
You have to carry that thing around?
Oh man, no, it was awesome.
I think they were caribou.
It might have been. It might have been. I don't know animals. Tevia wants to know our opinions on Spider-Geddon and what we know about it. Because you had some interesting ones recently, Sal.
Yeah, with Spider-Geddon, there's actually there's a cover for an upcoming Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man tie-in, which kind of shoots my theory to hell. But I hope it's not. I hope it's a misdirection. I would love it if Spider-Geddon did not star Peter Parker at all. If Spider-Geddon was because everyone in Spider-Verse thought that Peter Parker was a complete asshole. Like, no one liked him.
Yeah, well, it was Superior. No, it wasn't. He was also there.
Yeah, no, like, this was slot Peter Parker, so he was just a complete douche. So, like, everybody, Kane, Spider-Gwen, like, Captain Britain Spider-Man, everybody across the spectrum, Spider-Ham, no one likes Peter Parker at the end of it. Not just because he screws up or anything, it's just because Dan Slott wrote him like a complete chump. So, like, it would be kind of fun if the Inheritors are attacking the Spider-Verse again, and everyone's like, okay, our mistake was we called Peter Parker of the Prime Universe and asked for his leadership, and he completely whizzed it. So, like, let's just handle it ourselves. Then you watch, like, or even better, they go to the Prime Universe and they get Miles Morales, and they're like, okay, so Parker can't handle it, but maybe you can lead us.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot on Miles' plate. Why would, in all honesty, why would they go to him?
Because Into the Spider-Verse is coming out.
That too. Which I'm sure helps.
I mean, I get marketing-wise.
Because he is an approved Spider-Man from the Prime Universe. Because it's their way around. Remember in Spider Island when they were like, we need you because like you're the only one who can kill the Spider Queen. And then they're like, oh, it turns out it's not you, it was Kane.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we thought we needed the Prime Spider-Man. It turns out that's actually you, Miles Morales. Like, you know. And then literally Peter Parker just misses the whole damn thing. And then they're like, and then he shows up and all the spiders are dead. And he's like, what happened? And like, we thought we could do without you.
That would be kind of funny. They get Miles to do without him, and at the end he still has to come in.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. So that's your pitch. Okay.
Can I say how much I loved that Spider-Punk book? I didn't think I was going to like it. I didn't even think I'd read issue 1. But as a lover of punk music, man, McKay made that a love letter and filled it with so many references. He's beating up Eric Masters with a baseball bat that says, beat on the brat. And I'm like, oh, Ramones, because Ramones are from Queens, and the Ramones sang a version of the Amazing Spider-Man theme song. That's really cool.
Yes, okay, let me ask you guys this. Was it Hobie Brown last time? Because isn't Hobie Brown the Prowler?
He's also Spider-Punk.
But I think, I think they established that he's Spider-Punk. Because originally Spider-Punk was just like a fun air variant cover. So it didn't matter who he was. But I think they did wind up like actually saying, no, Hobie Brown got the bit by the spider in this universe.
For some reason, I thought it was supposed to be like, not Led Zeppelin. Who's the... It was some big like star, like music guy. What is it? I like his music. Why can't I think of his name?
Like,
looks just like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I like Spider-Punk.
Well-known black musician who does guitar.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. That's what I'm thinking of.
There we go. Yay.
Well, Prince. Was it Prince?
Yes, looked just like Prince. No, I thought it was supposed to be Jimi Hendrix or something along those lines.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Why was I thinking Led Zeppelin? Jeez.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I couldn't get Led Zeppelin in my head. That's one way to go. Like a very prominent black African American individual who's in the music scene, or 3 white guys with giant white beards,
right?
Who love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like we going from one like spectrum to the other. That was not.
It's fine. It's okay. It's because D. Snyder was in that Sharknado movie.
Oh my God, D. Snyder was in Sharknado. Did you watch the last Sharknado, Joel? I know you love those movies.
No. That one slipped. I'm sure in my queue somewhere, but no, I didn't get a chance.
We didn't watch all of it, but we turned.
We watched
it on
a little bit of it.
Woof.
Oh, time travel. Nope.
Time travel.
Don't they call this the last Sharknado too? So that's like the final Friday or Freddy's Dead of this franchise.
Yeah, they call it it's like the last Sharknado. Finally, it's over or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Flashpool is a great idea. Start a Joel Nato podcast, dude. Joel.
Oh God!
You watch all of them. You get a co-host that like watches Sharknado.
Watches terrible movies. I think way back in the day, back when I worked at Redacted, we all did a commentary on the first Sharknado to really try and cash in on the Sharknado craze. So I think I've seen the first one, and I think there's a recording out there of me watching the first one. I don't know if that one got purged.
I like Redacted. I like Redacted.
Yeah, I like calling them Redacted.
That's a What Culture thing I'm taking. The guys who started Cultaholic, who used to work at What Culture, call it Redacted.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start doing that now.
Wait, what was the reason they left? Like, was they never give out a reason why they did this?
What, the guys who left What Culture?
Yeah.
I think they just weren't getting paid what they were supposed to be paid, and promises were made that they didn't get, and they figured they had a big enough audience so they could just go start their own thing. And they're doing good.
That's a repeat trend with like What Culture.
Cracked. Fandom had it this week. Fandom, that blew me away. Fandom just started following me on Twitter just long enough for me to hear a bunch of the writers being like, yeah, we were let go.
Well, no. Cracked and Fandom got fired. They were like, oh, you're fired. Like, most likely because they wanted more money because they were the famous ones.
Yeah, the idea is we could keep paying you, or we could pay nobody's peanuts for basically the same content.
Right, and that's the problem with internet. Like, when you don't make it yourself, you don't own what you're doing.
It's a harsh lesson.
Yeah, it is for a lot of these people who are, because I've been doing this for a while now, and I've met a lot of people whose goal is not to own anything. They don't want to. They don't want to own their YouTube channel. They don't want to own their project. It is for a lot of these people who are. I've been doing this for a while now until I was doing this. Like
that was me in the beginning. I wish I'd learned that lesson sooner. I'm much happier now that I'm kind of in control of my own destiny and at the reins.
Music Man 625. Thank you so much for those 9 months in a row.
You were right on top of that. I'm like, oh, gotta make sure we get Music Man.
Wait, there was also I don't know if you said it earlier, maybe I just missed it. There was Hal Jordan 05 too?
I didn't see that one, no. So thank you so much for subbing.
Yeah,
I want to answer some of you guys' questions, and I got a good opinion on the fresh start so far, Music Man, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But no, that's one thing I've noticed, because I've met a lot of people who want to be a host. They don't want to own. And then they get, like, they don't understand, like, this is what I've seen in my experience.
Okay.
Hosting has a clear cap out on what you're going to make and what you're going to do. Like, there's plenty of people who want to host Geek and Sundry. There's one Chris Hardwick. There's one Felicia Day, and one Will Wheaton. Until they're gone, you're not going to be them. And hosting is not exactly taxing.
Yeah, there's no guarantee you will be them, even if they do leave. Like, they might just take the whole damn enchilada with them. Or,
true.
I mean, how many YouTubers are there out there who... I could name probably 2, and I'd have to look up their names, but like there are a couple of like prominent YouTubers who are like movie reviewers who are just like, hey, this is me, and then they went like, okay, well, I want to kind of like take all kind of take vacations and see my family, and so they tried to transition to another host, and everyone went like, nope, bye,
done.
I mean, look at how fast SourceFed fell when all the hosts everyone liked left the show. They were like,
look what happened to Ray William Johnson when he left.
Totally.
I mean, that's part of like a lot of people are like, oh, because we're debating taking like kind of taking next week off of like general recordings, but we can backlog a lot of them.
Yeah.
But that's actually one thing, because I was talking on that on the Discord the other day, and I was like, yeah, I really feel like I could use a legit vacation. So Natalie and I are probably going to go to Disney World around October since we got screwed for New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably going to take advantage.
Panel for New York, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, there's no panel at all. They said no. Sal and I are theorizing they just moved it all over to Philly since we're over there, and that's what, because the same guys are orchestrating, and there was a lot of confusion as to who was going to be at Philly, even though we kept telling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's like the sad truth about YouTube. You don't get a break. You have to always make content to keep it going, even if you want to take a break.
Christmas, your birthday.
Don't get me wrong. I am not complaining, because when I was in the military, you'd go like 18 months, and they'd be like, now you get 2 weeks off, but don't go far because we might need you. You're like, what the fuck?
War might be declared.
Yeah. Like, what is going on? So I'm not complaining at all. That's just the nature of working sometimes, so you can preemptively do your things. And like, and what Sal just said is what ends up happening. All these people are like, oh, I made the channel. Now I'm going to hire another host because I want to take breaks and shit like that. And it's like, it's not how this works. Because hosting is not what people are looking for in YouTube, sadly. They want the personalities. They want to connect. They want to see what you're doing. Yeah. And I've met so many people that they don't want to put the work in for a channel, but they want to be big and prominent in like the geek space. So instead they become a host. And out of the probably like 50 people that I have met who want to be hosts, I have seen 3 of them make a career out of it. And when you sit down and talk to them, their biggest complaint is they don't own anything that they've created. Which is why some of the bigger names like Felicia Day and Chris Hardwick go make Nerdist in Geek and Sundry, because they're double dipping basically.
No, it's true.
So wait, what was that?
My mic is making you crazy. What's wrong with my mic?
What's wrong with the mic?
I can hear you fine.
Oh!
What?
I pulled a Rob.
Have you been muted this whole time?
No.
Is that better?
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Oh, you hit the wrong. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the internal and not the one you wanted.
God, you totally...
I'm sitting here talking into this mic that's not even on.
That's funny.
That is so much nicer.
Isn't that a Rob thing, though?
That is
Soul of Rob
that
possessed
really
you.
is.
Rob thing.
You're talking into this mic that's not even on. Luckily, I think this is going to go in the air, but it's not like this is a weekly pull primary episode.
Yeah,
right,
no,
exactly.
We'll be okay. We'll survive this.
But no, and this is like tips for anybody who wants to get into the YouTube space. And like, it's because there's pros and cons to both. You make your own thing. There's a chance it's not going to work. There's a chance you're going to spin your wheels for 20 years and never get any fans. You join up as a host. Oh, you have an immediate fan base at your disposal.
Yeah.
But the downside is you don't own anything. And so if you want to get into YouTube, I always recommend kind of double dip to an extent. Start your own thing and try and host to an extent. When I first started YouTube, we started our YouTube channel, and I was managing YouTube other channels at a company. Like you got to double dip to an extent.
Actually, Joel has a lot of experience with this because he was part of a redacted group.
Yes.
Like Benny, like you ran channels, but you also had your own. I have always had mine. Joel, you started out with a group and then moved on to your own.
I sure did.
There are videos that you like spearheaded entirely on redacted that that you have no access to because you don't own that content.
Whole series that I don't own, and I do not make a penny off anymore. Yep. Like years of my life that I will never get back in monetary compensation. But you know what? You gotta let that stuff go. I got my own thing now. I'm doing better. My own channel is getting very close to cracking 20K, which I'm very happy about. And it's all been coming up Cape Jewel for the last little bit.
So the question I have is in regards to that.
I want to answer one quick question. 4D Mike says not everyone will allow you to double dip. You're right, and that's where you have to make that decision. Do you expand on a career where you don't technically own anything, or do you go and take the risk of going solo?
Yep.
I was fortunate enough that I was able to work on this while getting out of the Army, so I had that guaranteed paycheck, and I had all the time in the world.
That was definitely my question. Like, what about those groups that like make you sign a contract, a non-competition agreement?
You have to make that decision, and that's when it's like, do I take the risk and put everything of my own into this and see what I can grow, or do I take the risk, go hosting, and then hope I can pull some of that audience away?
Yeah.
You know, SourceFed Nerd was huge. One of our good friends that we've met, Sam Basher, has a great thing that he's grown off the ground, but it took them like 1.5 years to get to where they are now with that.
Oh, yeah.
Being a host does not automatically guarantee that in a month after you're done, your personal project's going to be huge. So you need to be aware of that. And one thing I always tell people, and this is the worst part about YouTube and anything that's creatively owned, no matter how big you are, it will take 6 months to a year to see results.
Yep.
When Rob and I just started the RNBE, a completely separate thing from the weekly poll on the channel, we got nothing for the 6 months, and we're Rob and Benny. Like you would think, oh, Comicstorian and Comicstorian made a podcast, it's going to be huge. It took 6 months for that to get recognized in any way, shape, or form.
It's its own thing.
It also,
Sorry.
That's why I've been fighting so hard to get Eligible Monster to be its own thing. Like everyone's like, why don't you just call it Comicstorian Live and Comicstorian plays games? And I'm like, and I could, but it'll never stand alone then, ever. Anybody else want to add to that? Because I got a good question that they asked us that I want to ask you guys.
no, I think we covered it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It was
Also
asked by our music man. He asked how we feel about Marvel's fresh start.
Yeah.
I will go last since I was just talking a lot.
Now, were we referring to the fresh start that like they announced a year ago?
I'm assuming all the new number ones that are currently on issue 3 and 4.
Okay.
And apparently Punisher is now number 1 again. Actually, I was just talking about this in the comics tonight. Let me ask you this first. What the fuck happened to legacy numbering?
Right? Oh no, it's
It went on for like 6 months, and now we're back to number 1s.
I think they're only keeping it for like the the main characters, for like Spider-Man, maybe the Avengers.
No, Spider-Man's on 4 now.
No, yeah, but underneath it has the 804.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they like push it as like a number 1. Like when Wade took over on Strange, it went to a number 1
Yeah.
again.
They're having their cake and eating it too.
It says the new numbers, which is kind of confusing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
when it comes to Marvel Legacy, I think that's over.
So it was just like a fun thing where they just show you a couple.
I'm sorry, fresh start. I think with fresh
Well,
start,
I think fresh start's like Tony Stark Iron Man, which is on issue 4.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man on 4.
Yep.
Right.
Thor is on 4. Like there's a bunch of them that are on 4, I think.
Yes,
that they're counting.
Hulk.
In my opinion, I'll just say what I think about it. I think so far I feel every single one of those started out insanely awesome, and now they've all gone to shit from what I've been reading so far. Either I feel we're getting whole exposition issues, or it's just overall gone to crap.
Yeah.
That's bold. I've been enjoying pretty much everything I've read so far. In cases like Hulk, I'm loving it more than I have in a while.
That's
Hulk
true.
I do like. I've yet to dislike Hulk. Just tell me you enjoyed issue 3 of Spider-Man then, where it was nothing but exposition as to what happened in issue 2.
Yeah, that was a wheel spinning issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, try and tell me that. Thor and Hulk, I will admit, I've been on board the whole way so far.
I'm enjoying Thor. I'm enjoying Sentry.
Oh, yes.
Sentry. Forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Sentry. Doctor Strange is coming around for me. Like it kind of started off slow for me, and it's actually built to be better as it's gone on. So, I don't know.
I'm reading X-Men again in Marvel Fresh Start, where I have not been for like the last 2 years. Astonishing has been really good. I'm reading Extermination now.
I hear Extermination is good. I will say X-Men Red's the first X-Men book in a long time that I've actually enjoyed.
That's what I'm hearing too. I might have to start reading that. Tom Taylor again.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I think like at the end of the day, some titles are good, some titles are bad. They're like the question is really, I guess, like the real heart of the question is Cebulski doing a good job, and are things actually changing?
Mm.
Because I feel like they are. Apparently, Riri's getting her own solo book,
Yes.
and that's what I said she needed from the beginning.
Yeah.
New writer, new
you
costume.
need to leave Tony there. I know you guys just want to. Basically, Marvel wanted to clickbait hardcore, and I'm like, I know you want to do that, but that only works like temporarily. Any channel who clickbaits hardcore tells you that the longer you do it, it will eventually bite you in the ass.
Totally.
Because no one believes you anymore.
Also, too, my big thing is I thought the only thing that was really holding Riri back was Bendis doing 100 other things while also trying to launch this new character. I think with a new writer, new costume, new status quo, new solo title, she'll be better served.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one too. And I do agree. Bendis, I think, partially ruined her with his introduction. Yeah. I get what he was going for. I don't think Riri is an inherently bad character, but I feel like she's finally going in the right direction. She's getting her own book. She has her own costume. Mm-hmm. She's not just Iron Man suit, slightly feminine.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't know if I get what Bendis was doing with Riri. Like, now that it's kind of like culminated to, she has a wholly different costume. She has her own book. She's doing her own thing. She was a founding member of this new team, the Champions. At the end of the day, did the Riri Williams experiment work? I say no. I think it was like, she wasn't distinct enough. She didn't have enough character. No one embraced her in the superhero community in any organic way. It just felt like, you take your shot. Sometimes you get sometimes you get a breakout new character like the Sentry, and sometimes you get a Night Thrasher. It's okay but it's okay to fail. It's just good time to try. Try it, and if it doesn't work out, don't insist upon it. Just be like, it didn't work out. The end. You know what? She can sit in the toy chest with 1,000 other characters that nobody wants to write about or nobody worked or it didn't work, so that some hungry, desperate writer who's like, I got a killer pitch for a young African American chick who has an Iron Man intelligence. Good, go for it. Moon Knight the hell out of that book.
Yeah.
But, don't keep it alive just because Bendis wrote it.
Yeah.
I do find that weird because it says, I hate to say it, but I feel like there are very few Riri fans out there, like true Riri fans. So the fact that we're moving in this direction of giving her a costume, making Ironheart a thing, it's kind of like, what are you keeping it for? Do you really see a future in this character?
But hey,
maybe they have a plan, even if it's short term. Maybe they're going to do something with her, either as a statement to Bendis or just as like maybe something's coming up where they're like, we're going to need to have something be taken very seriously.
Yeah.
And so we need a character we could just get rid of that people are well aware of.
Which there has been a lot of Bendis, statement making in the last little bit. I don't know how many of you read that Miles annual one-shot that's like, okay, new Miles origin, let us delete everything Bendis and everything Ultimate Universe, but those are the things that make Miles special. Shut up, Joel.
I mean,
real quick.
I like how you shut yourself up. That was funny.
Hold on real quick. Did you see that Hobo Wagon subscribed with a tier 1 sub?
Thank you so much.
Yay.
Are you a hobo?
Like
in a way?
that new Miles origin did like the biggest disservice to the character. It was so poorly handled. It was so
Wait, I didn't even know there was
written.
a new one. What is it?
It's the annual.
He shows up. Spider-Man, Miles Morales still got bit by the spider. I don't think we've ever seen the 616 equivalent of how he gets bit by the spider or anything, because that would be completely frustrating to learn. Because how is it possible he got the powers? But,
it means it bit Silk, then bit him around the same time.
But except he only becomes Spider-Man during Secret Invasion. The idea is that Miles had the powers, was reluctant to be Spider-Man. A kid gets killed during like a trip to a high-end fashion store with him
some
and Genki.
Nameless schmuck kid.
Yeah, and then and Miles springs into action as Spider-Man to kick the crap out of a Skrull. And you're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, that was just no. Also, too, the fact that they imply, it was the death of this schmuck kid over here that inspires Miles to be Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, because that's better than the death of Ultimate Peter Parker to inspire you to act.
Not only that, but also they picked an event that Bendis created, and it was the culmination of everything that Bendis had been writing since day one on Avengers. So I think that's kind of like an FU to Bendis as well, where it's like, we're going to redo his origin in one of your events.
Yes.
They said that they were cool with Bendis leaving. This sounds to me like not so much.
I think that, because I remember when Bendis left, he was like, hey, no, like, no bad blood. It was a great experience. I loved working for Marvel. I took the shot at DC. I'm still friends with everybody. It's totally cool. And you're like, right on. And then the more interviews he does, the further away from Marvel he gets, the more, if anyone asks him, like, hey, Marvel, blah, 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 he's like, yeah, no. It was not good.
It's another perfect example of that, too. Everything Cates has been doing by retconning the symbiotes and the Clintar by basically saying, hey, remember everything Bendis wrote about them being a proud warrior race and everything? Burn it down. Burn it all down.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I like what Cates is doing.
Me too.
I do like it. I think it's a cooler origin for the Venom, and I like how the Planet Symbiote is incorporated.
Yeah,
we didn't just ignore it. We didn't go, oh, no, all that's bullshit.
No, I appreciate that too.
Yeah. I mean, Okay.
No, I'm just saying, I do like it. Go ahead, Tiffany. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, this could be not just, maybe it's not evidence necessarily of them being like, screw you, Bendis, or it could just be like, wait, he's gone? We can do our own things now? Oh, okay. And them just slowly, other creators being like, yeah, that was cool, and I know you told us we had to listen to that because, we all wanted to keep Bendis happy over here up until he decided to leave, and now it's just like, yeah, all right, if you want to do that, fine, I don't care. I don't care. We're not waiting for him to come back. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
so maybe slowly over time they're just going to be like, but I had this really cool idea and I couldn't do it because Bendis, so now I'm going to do it.
Step on his toes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the biggest deal over there. I mean, in DC, he's not.
Yeah.
He's a big deal, but at Marvel, I would consider Bendis the Jeff Johns.
Yes.
At DC, I consider him on the tier of Scott Snyder. He's like, you're a huge deal. You're a big writer. But Jeff Johns is the creative director guy still. You don't have that role, Bendis.
I think
but
Bendis
are paying him more by all accounts.
Yes. I think that we thought Bendis was going to be a bigger deal than he turned out to be. As it turns out, I think that the difference is DC fans went, well, I know who Bendis is, and I've seen his work, and as long as it doesn't screw up what we've been reading, whatever, I guess you're welcome, but I haven't seen DC fandom embrace Bendis the way that Marvel fans did when Bendis first came on the scene. To DC fans, Bendis is just another writer, and they're like, well, as long as you produce good stories, I'll read your comic. But I'm really a big Green Arrow fan. You know, like it's
Yeah.
kind of like they're not. It didn't have the impact. Like all those Bendis is coming like double page splashes. And
Yeah.
it's like DC fans went like, yeah, who gives a shit? He better write a cool story with Superman in it because I was really enjoying Superman before.
Like, well, I think that's what it is because, like, I think that's one of the big differences between Marvel versus DC fans. Marvel fans are like, it's the Marvel universe, and a lot of DC fans are like, I like Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
This
like,
is fair.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
think
yeah. The funny
Go ahead.
thing is,
No, you're fine.
oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Okay.
You go.
All right.
Everyone's so
the
polite
funny thing
today.
is,
Wait. TWP, Mr. Giggles, thank you so much. 3 months in a row.
yay! Oh, he changed his name to TWP. That's fun.
Oh,
The what was it? The funny thing about, like, if you want to further highlight the difference between Marvel and DC, you know, DC fans, I like Batman. I stay in the Batman universe, really.
Yeah.
But Batman's still intrinsically tied to the DC universe. They could easily do like a whole. I mean, I guess they call it the Bat Family, but like, there's no Spider-Verse for Batman. I guess DC Metal kind of. But that was more of an event that didn't really like ruin every. I don't know. It felt a little different. It felt very different for like DC to be like, yeah, we love Batman, but like Batman is a different animal to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The way that Marvel handles like their Spider-Man Spider-Verse. I guess because Spider-Man's whole universe is a multiversal thing. There's like any other spider character usually comes from another dimension and it's an alternate version. Whereas Batman, everything comes outward from Batman. Like a Nightwing, Batgirl, Batwoman, you know, Batwing, Batman and the Outsiders, all those Bat books all stem from one character in this one continuity. Whereas the Spider-Verse is like, well, I gotta go they're all different versions of the same character.
Yeah. But I mean I wonder if Bendis is starting to feel like, because DC, like, I pride myself on kind of following what I think is a better storyline, and I pride myself on being able to just read both Marvel and DC and find what I enjoy.
Totally.
Things like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, I enjoy. You know, Batman and the Flash, I also enjoy. I don't have really a preference, but there is, when it comes down to it, you know, fandoms aside, there is a clear divide between the two of them, and Bendis has been inherently nothing more than Marvel. He is Marvel.
Yeah.
Even his writing style is different.
Yeah.
You know, he writes these big sprawling events that like never really hit a conclusion because you're just building to the next moment. Just look at the Guardians of the Galaxy run that he did and how long it took for that to go anywhere.
Yeah. If it went anywhere at all. I mean, like,
It did. They beat up Thanos inappropriately.
right. Because he doesn't get Thanos.
But I've been okay with that. I like because I like Peter Quill punching him and then Thanos going, "Oh."
I think that the reason that he has a hard time with those big sprawling events is because the Bendis at his core is better at writing the quiet conversations between individuals. And like almost like regardless of if they're a hero or not, like that's what he understands. And so when you ask him to tell a story that's like so like epic, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna put my little conversations in there, but he doesn't necessarily know how to balance everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. I enjoy Bendis when it's just him in his own self-contained world. You know, I don't enjoy Bendis when he's
Alias,
trying
his
to do
Daredevil
big
run.
scrolling. Yeah, Alias is great. I even liked his Miles run. I thought his Miles run was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was good.
The funny thing is, like, every time you're talking about, like, what Bendis has done well, we're talking about books from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he hasn't truly been paired up with anything I think that fits him. I mean, the closest thing was doing Defenders recently. And it was kind of a rehashing of some things that he had done.
yeah. Which I enjoyed, by the way.
fizzled out.
I dug Defenders. Because it was something that was, like, in his wheelhouse. It's funny how, you know, when Marvel was like scrambling and trying to figure things out, when they like when after Mark Waid was done with Daredevil, like, give it to Bendis. What are you doing? Like, give him the characters that he thrives in. You know, obviously Moon Knight not so much, but Daredevil, yeah, give him an Avengers book. Like, you know, I don't know. It was weird. I think that the issue was more complicated than that. You know, I don't think he wanted. It's like, no. I don't want any book you want to give me. I don't want any book I want. I want top tier. I want to be like in charge. I want to get money for making executive decisions, not for writing about characters.
I wonder if at the end of the day, if you look at the way that DC's treating him and the way that Marvel was, I wonder if it just really boils down to simply respect. Marvel,
not for writing about characters.
Whenever they got their new I watched trendy writers ignored all their old ones.
Yeah.
Think about this. How often did you hear Bendis get promoted at Marvel, like, in the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Let's even go back far enough where it would make sense. You know what I mean? 2 years. He wasn't even talking to DC. Think about all the big ones that they've had recently, like Mark Waid and stuff like that. How many times did Mark Waid get headlines? But how many times did the new trendy writer get a headline?
Yeah.
How many times did you hear about a writer you've never heard about now has a book, and they're going to write their version of such and such? I wonder if at the end of the day, DC was like, look, man, we're always going to say you're here. We're always going to promote you. Because I don't feel like DC has ever ignored Scott Snyder. They've never ignored Jeff Johns.
No.
I've never gone into, like, looking into the DC fandoms of the DC stuff and been like, what was the last thing that Scott Snyder did? You know, like, you always know. It's always like they're always saying it. In Marvel, I feel like maybe there was that, maybe a lot of everyone leaving was simply a respect thing.
That could very well be.
It was like, hey, why are you ignoring us?
Right.
No, that could be, but I will say, like, from the outside looking in, like, the optics at DC now of, like, letting Bendis do whatever he wants, like, that doesn't necessarily look too great if you're a writer who's been there for a long time. Not that the other writers probably can't do what they want, but, like, it seems like DC's just like, pave the way, like, out of the way, like, everyone bow down to the great Bendis because he's gonna write the greatest Superman story no one wants to read.
Right.
Also, Tom King's already doing his own thing, so we can't have two at one company.
I mean, think about what they did with DC Metal. There was, like, big splash pages for Jeff Johns and Greg Capullo. You know, and that was all they were really doing at the time. It wasn't like they were doing a ton of other things. They were getting attention. And regardless of what everyone wants to say about the Bendis Superman, and I mean, I agree. I'm not a huge fan of it myself right now. I want to see it do something that I'm going to care about, you know? But it's not like Superman was in the top 10 sellers. It's not like Superman was like, oh, this is a book that we can't fuck up. It's a book that has gone through, within 7 years, multiple restarts, multiple retcons, all of it. So, as much as Tevye loves the Super Sons, it wasn't working. You know, like, John wasn't working. And they found a roundabout. Hey, we'll just do out of continuity Super Sons books. Problem solved. Because people like John, they didn't like anything else.
I don't know if that's true. I'll have to look at the numbers for that. Because I feel like that was... Superman has never been the #1 seller at DC, except, like, in the 30s and 40s, or when he dies. But, like... I think it was a pretty... I'm
not saying he was, like, top 100. It's a big book. But I'm not saying... Like, Batman's, like, the sacred grail.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like...
But that's Batman.
If you're getting Batman, you better have a proven track record with DC.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal.
Yeah, Superman was in the top 30. It was sold about as well as Justice League and Avengers.
But that's what I was saying. Like, it wasn't doing terrible, but it wasn't doing top 10.
No.
So and you've had to reboot him multiple times in 7 years. Yeah, what's the harm in another one for Bendis?
I think they just didn't know what to do or how to fix it. Like the New 52 was just like, it was a failed experiment with Superman. And even then, like, was it failed because it brought in a lot of people who yell at me whenever I say that. So, like, you know, I think ultimately it was... I
liked New 52 Superman. I thought it was a great reboot for his character. He had some ups and downs, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't the greatest Superman.
Right. It was for me, it was a poor start. So, and a terrible
costume. I feel the start on New 52 was poor. I feel where they were going about issue 30 I enjoyed. And then they were like, well, it didn't work, so bye.
Right. I was not a fan. But like, nothing they were going to do was going to get me to buy the book. And then suddenly what they were doing got me to buy the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reborn and stuff like that. And I was digging the whole, it's just Superman. Watch him fight a bunch of crazy awesome stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, as long as you make it, like, cool and stay true to the character, I'm in.
Yeah. All right, well, this is a Q&A. We've done 2 questions. This is the next one.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's like it's like your standard sort of, what's his face? Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll do 3 questions and we'll have 3 hours. Like,
I mean, hey, at least we're giving you full answers. Tiffany, why don't you find the next question? What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was actually answering another question that was to me. So skip me.
Oh, now it's all you.
No. I've just been answering some, like, random things people asked me in the chat. So it's just
because, like, now everybody's just talking about Superman. So it's a good question. So it's
I like Zach Friend. Good at these AMA things, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Or Well, I was AMAing in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then then everybody started talking about Superman. So
I could toss out a question if you guys like.
Oh, hang on, give him a second.
Yeah, give him a second.
Oh, here we go.
Thoughts on the Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder Swamp Thing? I like it.
Yeah,
I actually do Swamp of Fate. Yeah, I'd love to do Rot World one day.
I'm excited for that. I wasn't especially because I wasn't a fan of no offense to Tom King. I didn't like his character study on Swamp Thing and that like one-shot story he did. I wasn't a super fan of that. I like his character studies typically. Like I really do, and that one just was kind of a miss for me. So like I'm really excited to see what Snyder will do with it. Hopefully like taking a page out of his own witches like handbook that he created for himself, and then to see Capullo's art on it.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
Right?
When is the Sal and Benny Supernatural? I've got Sal agreed to watch the first 3 episodes. When it'll happen, I have no idea.
No, me either.
We both have busy schedules, and the next month is like I'm going to PAX West. I got to go do a discussion with Greg Miller. I mean, if anybody knows who Greg Miller is, he's going to be on the Benny Experiment. We're going to be doing some discussions with him. I'm thinking about trying to see with how much he likes to stand up again, like for Batman v Superman. I kind of want to see, like, okay, let's theorycraft. How would you make the DCEU a popular? But then we're all going to Keystone, so we'll probably maybe do it after Keystone. Maybe.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
but it is
Keystone.
happening. It is happening.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like some kind of a goal or something we're going to do.
Stretch goals.
I got to pay Sal, otherwise he won't do it.
I was going to say, how did you twist his arm to do that? Oh, really?
Money.
Yeah. There you go.
PA Captain and any of you guys watching all 20 Marvel movies event, I heard this a couple times. I don't know anything about it. What's happening?
Yeah, what is it?
Anybody?
I don't think I could do that, no, honestly. I don't think I could sit through 20 Marvel movies.
I think the idea
That's
is
a marathon.
What's it called? IMAX is going to show all of them in a row or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have to pay for each one?
No, I think
Holy
it's like...
shit!
Really? Because I thought you just pay a flat rate and then you just go.
I don't know.
Assume in a sane world that's how it would be.
Could you imagine paying IMAX fees for 20 movies?
Oh yeah, no.
Christ.
No one will go.
It's IMAX. That's not even
Take
cheap.
out a mortgage on the house.
Right? Also, 20 movies. I don't know if that... I haven't kept count. Like, does that include Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp? I hope it does.
Yeah. But the twist is popcorn is free.
Oh, yeah.
It just says... this article I found said, ticket info is forthcoming.
And it's over the course of a week, not in a row.
It's just forthcoming.
Yeah.
I love that they're calling it a film festival, too. Like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that, too.
Thoughts on the upcoming Spider-Man game? I'm excited. Natalie
wait.
and I are going to be streaming it the day it drops.
Looks wicked.
I think
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
going to
to
be... It'll
also
take the place of Fallout 4 on Game and Chill until it's completed. So
I wish I
Fallout
wasn't
4 is going to
saving
go to
for-
that, and then it'll be that for a month.
Yeah,
I wish I
think...
wasn't saving for so many trips so I could buy a copy when it comes
What are
out.
you doing? Are you coming to Philly with us or not?
All right,
Decide to go to New York Comic Con and not tell anyone?
You told me in late August. Maybe you should have told me before I made plans for
Maybe
another...
you should have said, hey, Benny, I'm trying to go to New York.
I don't know. Do I have to tell you everything? Should I also text you and tell you where I am at all hours?
Well, when you put out a public post that says I'm going to New York Comic Con to be with the Weekly Poll, maybe you should check with the rest of the Weekly Poll if we're going.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
Because because there's no more panel.
Would have been nice to have known that before mid-August.
We didn't know there was no panel until, what was it, 2 days ago.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
official word came down 2 days ago. That's when
there you
we were theorizing they had moved it all to Philly,
Mm.
and we were debating if because they hadn't said anything about
Yeah.
New York, and then we got the official email that basically said no, there's no panel.
And I know the guy who runs it, he was like, I don't know. Like, before we got the official word, he's like, I don't know. We might, like, he was like, I can't say one way or the other. So, like, it wasn't like I could even be like, oh, like, I got the inside scoop.
But that doesn't change the fact. It'd be like, Joel, that'd be like you coming to me going, hey, I want to go to Colorado to hang out with Benny. I'm going to go this weekend. And then you not checking it with
Yeah,
me.
and then Benny's going like, I'm going to be in Florida, man.
Yeah, like,
We've gone every other year, and maybe I just wanted to go on my own and do a tourist thing. You don't know. You
that's
don't know
fine.
me.
But you didn't pitch it like that. You weren't like, hey, Joel wants to go to New York Comic Con regardless of who goes. You were like, Joel wants to go to Comic Con to hang out with the Weekly Poll. Oh,
Did I
they're not
even?
going? Whatever.
Did I even post that? I don't even remember posting that. I know I
That's how
talked
I
about
found.
it other places.
That's how come I hit you up. Someone
Yeah.
hit me up. They're like, "Did you see Joel's? It was like a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo.
I didn't
Join
do
the Weekly
that.
Poll at New York."
I didn't do that. So I think someone's telling tales out of school.
I don't know, Joel.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
hear
what I
about
got.
that. Like, I heard about an Indiegogo or GoFundMe.
See?
I didn't do that.
I didn't see one either. That was
So your
weird.
fans made one for you? That makes a little more sense.
Oh my God.
Why you wouldn't
Let's look it
have mentioned
up.
it to us?
If they made one for me that I don't know about it, in which case, shit, someone's impersonating me. What a lame person to impersonate, man. I got nothing going on.
All right, I gotta help us support Joel, but this is a guy
See?
who had surgery, so that's not.
Oh,
Help
okay.
Joel get back on his feet. We got an amputee. No, I don't know.
There you go.
in
All
any
right, so no
case,
one made one for me.
There is going to be like a thing in Keystone. Everyone should go check it out. It's gonna be great.
Yep. Joel should go.
Joel should go, and I think maybe someone might help out. We'll see, but not me though. I don't have the money.
Someone said I'm really quiet. It's because I was looking at the Spider-Man pre-order packages, and I was like, the collector's one. I wonder if that statue's any good.
Yeah, I never
Is it
know.
still
I'm
blacked
always
out?
worried
Do we
about
still
that.
not know what it is?
Huh?
Is it still blacked out? And we don't know what it
No,
is?
it's like Spider-Man like doing a superhero pose.
No, there's another one. There's one that's blacked out. It's also coming with, but they said
Oh.
it's a spoiler, so they're not going to reveal it for a while.
Oh.
I bet it's Miles.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll take a look
probably.
later.
All right, I'm going to ask a question to myself that Aeon Justice asked while you're doing that. Fun question. If Mephisto offered Tiff a perfect film adaptation of any Doctor Strange story of her choice, but the price is that you could never have the Spider marriage in comics again, would she take it?
She's like, I don't care. Yeah.
No, I respect you all too much to do that to you. I would
you.
sacrifice my perfect movie so that we can have the
Aw.
Spider marriage.
Aw, thank you.
Also,
I
Now
don't
I
want the
punch
Spider marriage.
Mephisto in the face.
odds are
I'm
you'll
not
get one
Tevye.
anyway.
I'm not Tevye, who's I think like 25 but stuck in the 80s. I don't understand it.
I'm just saying, I think everybody would like to see that. I'm not going to just sacrifice that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do
You never know.
it.
Yeah, just so you know, I've been playing Warframe this whole time leveling.
Do you know what's really funny? I literally thought about doing that, and I was like, no, there's no way that they won't notice that I'm playing a game, so I won't do
Haven't
it.
you guys like? I don't know. More of the recent weekly polls. I've just like if it's not a super intensive topic, I'm like I'm either on Warframe or Final Fantasy when we do this.
Oh, trust me, we
Oh.
noticed.
They say, oh yeah, you're right. It is totally sold out. You're right, the collector's edition. So I hope you don't want that Spider-Man statue.
No, it's okay.
Oh, I got it. I don't know what it is, but I got
I
it.
meant Sal, because like
Oh.
we don't usually get those. But it comes. Oh, I thought that said sticker book. Oh, it comes with a sticker, a whole
See,
sticker.
Tevius 27. It just confirms my theories that I have no idea why he's so interested in 80s.
You nailed it. But yeah, I don't know.
In my defense, I'm actually, because someone's like playing games while working, Benny. In my defense, I'm actually working at the moment because we're going to try to stream War Within, which is the next big story moment on Thursday morning. So I gotta get up there. Single sticker, no game while playing. Okay, we got any more questions? Wait, is Joel going? No, as far as New York goes, the decision, I mean, Sal and Tiffany live nearby. They're going still.
We're going no matter what because we live there. Like, there's, yeah.
Rob and I did not apply for press badges because they've approved our panel and we filled the room for the last 3 years. So, and when you go as a panelist, you get a panelist badge. So we didn't apply for additional badges to get in. So now that it's unapproved, there's no badges available except for general admission for like Sunday only. And I'm not going to spend the money to get my team to Philly to do all the Philly stuff and then 2 weeks later pay to go to New York.
Exactly.
It's the most expensive time to go to New York. It's super expensive to go to the East Coast already. I mean, I want to go, but I'm not. And then at the end of the whole day, I'm not going in. And you can call us pompous, you can call us whatever you want. This is the reason I don't go to San Diego. I'm not going to New York to stand in 3-hour lines.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not doing it. Just to get into the building.
And it's not a money thing, so don't start a Indiegogo campaign.
No.
for
I
that.
can afford it.
please.
That's it. It's just a lot of money for me to go out there and then spend 3 hours in a line when I have no real reason to be there
Yeah,
other than
'cause,
to
like-
hang out and maybe do a meetup.
Because covering the show isn't lucrative and it doesn't do anything for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know I don't consider myself a comic book journalist because
Yeah.
I don't report on things the day they get announced or any of that shit. So
Exactly.
Plus, we never hear any of that stuff either. We hear about it when we get back to the hotel later that night. Oh, hey, did you
Yeah.
hear what they announced?
Yeah, we never catch that. So
there are 3 conventions. Like, I go to a lot of conventions with just a general pass just to be there and hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
There are 3 conventions that are so busy that I will not go with a general pass. That's the few times that I'll pull the I'm a YouTuber with a sizable audience. Give me the fucking badge kind of attitude. And that's San Diego, New York, and E3. Those are the only 3 that I refuse to go to without the appropriate badge.
I pretty much don't go to any show without a special badge.
A lot of the smaller ones, it doesn't even matter. Like, the press badge doesn't do anything.
No, it's true.
But the big reason I have for those
Yeah.
ones is Anime Expo 2 is the general admission line. That's all it comes down to. The general admission line is 3 hours waiting to get into the building.
Yeah, forget it.
And that's my reason. I don't feel like standing out in the sun.
Exactly.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Red Samurai 3 asks, when will Rob, Benny, and Joel be on another back issues, and what story will you tell them, Sal?
It's a great question. That'll be as soon as all 3 of their schedules align to make it happen. And the book was going to be Spider-Man versus Doctor Doom, but I did it already. So I'll have to find another book.
What book are you going to do with me and Dan and Joel and Philly?
I don't know. Again, I'll have to pick something. Something you haven't read, which is going to be even more hard to find.
So, Joel, you laugh, but the reason I hit you up originally is because I was going to pay for your ticket, but then you're being a butthead.
Well, why didn't you say that then? Why did you make me do the song and
Because you confused the fuck out of me, because I hit you up and I'm like, are you going to New York? And just so you guys know, here, I'm gonna leave this party because I gotta tell you the story and I have to be animated. So, okay, cool. Everyone left. There we go. So hold on. Let me pull up the Skype chat. Let me show you. Let me tell you what happened in that discussion when I found out Joel had a GoFundMe and I was asking him about it. All right, ready?
Which Joel maintains doesn't exist.
Okay,
It does not exist.
I don't deny he's got a loyal fan base that may have made it for him. I don't deny that.
Right.
So, yo, that's me, Joel. Hey, this is my Joel voice. You're trying to go to New York Comic Con for the weekly poll? I don't think we're going, but it looks like Philly will be. But it looks like Philly will be the bulk of the weekly poll. Do you want to come, Joel? Oh, well, that's good info. I was planning to get an extra day. I'm going to do some tourist stuff, but I know it's not an official weekly poll outing to help me plan better. Thanks, Benny. They hit us up asking for panels at Keystone Comic Con, which is real close to New York. Rob's not going because Rob. But me, Sal, and our teams are going. Did you want to come? Right. When is it? Because I got some local cons that are asking me to show up as well. September 14th and 16th. Right. Let me crunch numbers. I'll get back to you. Bam! That's all he said.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase what I said. Did I ask, are you going? Did I ask, are you going to pay to go? I said, did you want to come?
Well,
And you said, I'm going to crunch numbers and get back to you.
I mean, I assumed I was reading between the lines on this one.
That was August 11th.
Clearly not well enough.
Like a Mopey. Did you want to come? I asked him twice. Do you want to come?
Well, I'd feel like an asshole saying it's like, yeah, I can't really afford to get all this stuff you want to pay for me.
Well, if there
I
was
feel
an
like a drifter
Indiegogo
at that
campaign,
point.
then you're saying it to everybody.
Okay.
Which there isn't.
Which there is
At
no
the bare
Indiegogo
minimum,
campaign.
the bare minimum, let's say that we can't afford to get you out there. We would have done our own weekly poll, get Joel out to Philly. It's the big gathering of the year, Indiegogo style thing.
Glad it felt awkward.
There's a
in that
number of
case.
things
Yeah,
that your
I don't wanna do
friends could do to help you, is what I'm saying.
I would have felt weird and awkward in that case, which is why I wanted to leave it at that. But now that you've made it a cornerstone of this episode, I guess I can.
I like that description.
Joel, how long have you known me? When am I ever just going to leave you? Like, I'm surprised you still talk to me. Like,
That is a good question. How long have I known you? Like over
like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Why do you still
For 5
talk to me?
years now,
If
I
you
think.
don't like the way I do things, why do you still talk to me, Joel?
All right, I'm gonna ask another random question here that I
Okay.
thought was funny. It's for Sal,
Oh,
really.
Jesus.
It's
Okay.
from the TWP Mr. Giggles. Why is Coke Zero the best?
Because it tastes the most like a real beverage, unlike Diet Coke, which tastes terrible. And it has 0 calories and 2% sodium. And the rest of it's all 0. I don't know what the hell's in here, but whatever it is, tastes delicious. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of regular soda, and then I was like, I'm drinking a lot of empty calories, I gotta stop. And so I switched over to Diet Coke, and I was like, this is disgusting. And it was around that time that Coke Next or something came out.
The new Coke?
Yeah, or no, it was C2. Google that.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was half Coca-Cola, half Diet Coke. And I was like, ooh, this is pretty good. And then they were like, we're discontinuing it. I'm like, ah. And they're like, for Coke Zero. And I'm like, oh. And so I tried Coke Zero, and I'm like, this tastes pretty good. And I kind of dug it. And it was not Coke, but it was not Diet Coke. And I'm like, this tastes pretty good. And it's like, not bad. And so I switched over to that. And Coke Zero Sugar took me a little bit of time, but like, I've noticed that they kind of dropped calling it Coke Zero Sugar anyway. It's still on all the labels, but eventually they'll go back.
Interesting.
So that's why I like it. I wouldn't recommend it because, like, apparently it's bad for you or whatever. Who cares? But but like, if you got to pick a diet beverage, I guess I like it. I'm not going to endorse them because I asked for a sponsorship deal with them and they were like, no.
I remember this.
I was like, oh well, okay.
Thoughts on G. Willow Wilson on Wonder Woman? I want to answer that one, actually, because I actually enjoyed the Wonder Woman comic, but I do feel it's up and down. Like, you'll have an amazing story arc, and then they'll swap out the writer, and you're like, who the fuck is this joke? Yeah. Tiffany, do you read Wonder Woman at all? I know you have clothes themed around her, but that doesn't mean you read it.
I've read it on and off. My thing is, I really love when it was more about mythology, and like I know that's not what everybody dug.
I like that too.
Yeah. I'm in the minority, and we're in the minority. That, you know what I mean? Like, and I totally understand it. So I'll pop in and out, like, here and there.
Well, like, the latest one was her fighting Darkseid, and then the Dark Gods, and all this crazy, awesome shit.
Okay.
And now she's, like, teaming up with Aztec to free an Amazon, and it's like, it's really boring and really not fun.
Right. That's really extreme to, like, and now we're just going to do a regular adventure. Here we go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Wonder Woman and Aquaman suffer from the same problem.
They really do.
DC puts all the amazing money, the writers, the art behind them to get them to, roll aboard. They're like, okay, but it didn't hit Batman numbers, so we're going to take a breather.
Now. Nothing's going to hit Batman numbers, you morons. Just be happy with the numbers you have.
And it's been their entire publication history. There's a reason Aquaman and Wonder Woman don't have regular status quos because they keep changing them every so often.
Right, they keep changing them, hoping to hit these big numbers. And it's like, just give us a consistently good writer. So, that being said, I am a fan of G. Willow Wilson for the most part. She's got a few things that I didn't like, but like Miss Marvel, I liked her A-Force. I like what was that character she made up in A-Force? That girl was so cute and funny.
Yeah, the Universe one.
Yeah,
not Singularity.
It was Singularity.
Yes.
How do I remember that?
I have liked enough of her stuff that I'm excited to see what she's going to do with Wonder Woman. That being said, I don't like the direction she took her own creation, Miss Marvel, because Miss Marvel, I thought, started out great. It was a great superhero story, girl finding her way. She was like, we got to see. I actually learned a lot about the Muslim lifestyle and stuff from that comic, just like the day-to-day life kind of a thing. And it was great, and I enjoyed it. And then, like, we started having issues where it's like, women can vote, and I'm like, I'm cool with you have a Miss Marvel PSA style issue, but every issue started being that, like it was and then she went back to superhero stories, and I'm like, I'm back. This is fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I felt it was organic enough. She had her first kiss just recently, which was a big landmark issue for the character.
Right. It's gone back. That's what I'm saying. It's gone back in that direction. But there was a weird period. I want to say off the top of my head between issues like 15 to 25. Where it was like every issue was like some political statement, and it was like, why? Well, I know, but it just got excessive in my opinion. So I dropped the book and I came back recently, and I was like, wait. The video game thing I thought was like it was a lot of fun. That was like where I started really enjoying it again.
Doc X, yeah.
Nice. All right, I got like a bunch of like kind of quick fire ones here, or at least a couple.
Great.
Save those for 1 second. So I have a way to get Joel to Philly and him not feel bad. So everyone knows that if you subscribe right now and tomorrow, because we don't do a show tomorrow to make sure we get all the subs, they all go to the Weekly Polls funding to fund Danielle. For today and tomorrow, if you sub, that's going to go to getting Joel to Philly for meetups at Keystone Comic-Con. And stop shaking your head. You're going.
Thank you for shining this light on me.
I got you, buddy. Okay, I got you covered. Okay.
It's like I'm grateful, but also like, stop. Give me the center of attention.
You're so awkward. It's cute. Okay. See, Walking Bread is subscribed for 22 months in a row. No, Danielle's gonna get paid. Don't worry.
Danielle will be paid.
Danielle's like, I just won't eat this week. It's fine.
I imagine Danielle in the chat like, Joel, you motherfucker, it's on.
Yeah, it's all falling
So,
apart.
Dorothy, thank you so much. But I'm just saying, the subs we get right now are going to help get Joel so he can team up with the rest of the weekly poll. I do feel like you always get forgotten just because you live in goddamn Canada. So,
Oh, that's fair.
'Tis the way of the land.
So anyway, okay, questions. Go ahead.
Red Samurai 3 says, what are your guys' favorite food?
Thank you so much, Shaka and Rick601. And comment GMC, Joel, people like you.
And damn it, people like me.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? Pizza.
Pizza.
Mm.
I want to say pizza because I absolutely love pizza, but I love ramen more.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say salads. That's all I ever see you.
No. I eat those because they're healthy. But if I could, I wouldn't have to do it all the time.
We did the zoodles last night. I got so much gas. Houston said I've been eating too many veggies lately.
Oh, Benny's got to manage his veggie intake. But you had that huge heaping, like, half a zucchini when you had, like, the steak.
Yeah.
It was good. And corn.
I just understand. I don't understand. All right.
As anyone who looks at my Instagram knows, I love me some fried chicken, although I haven't been eating near as much of it now because I'm taking Rob's lead and doing the whole keto thing. So I've been eating a lot of steak and a lot of chicken.
Nice.
Don't eat steak. It's bad for you.
But I love it so much.
I do too. Only eat chicken. Only eat chicken.
Only eat chicken, only chicken.
Rob's diet is 12 eggs and a ribeye every day for 2 hours a day. That's not a joke. That's his diet.
Oh, I know.
I believe it.
Okay. The next one. Bruce Wayne 18 says, if you could own a Grail comic book, what would it be? He says that they're a huge Robin fan, so Detective Comics number 38 would be their choice.
Wait, are you saying like if I could own one particular issue kind of a deal?
The holy grail of comics. Like, what's your holy grail? Which one would you want?
Okay, so are we not allowed to say like Action Comics number 1?
No, you can say
No, you
that,
can.
but, like,
No, if that's
one
what
that
you
means
want,
a
man,
lot
that's
to
a
you.
grail.
Oh, then Action Comics number 1. I'd love to. Not even so much that it's worth all the money, but because it's what started everything.
Yeah.
That's why it started everything that we all love and hold dear now. Oh, Sadathi's now gifting them. Princess Snorlax now has a sub.
Hey.
Oh.
Thank you. I think I would love to have, I mean, obviously, either Amazing Fantasy 15 or Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I don't need to be greedy. I could take one or the other. But if I had to pick like one that would be like cool, it's cool to have just like as a thing, I guess it might be like, it'd be nice to have Amazing Spider-Man number 300 signed by McFarlane.
Aww.
Be kind of neat.
That would be cool.
Yeah, right?
That would be.
Yeah.
That's kind of good, just there, and like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, like, I'm sure that would change over time, though.
Yeah.
Joel?
Probably Green Lantern, Green Arrow, the My Ward is a Junkie first edition of that would be really nice to have. Plus, I'm such a huge Green Arrow fan. I would frame that.
I considered you have an issue.
I have many issues. I'm a comic book person online.
Hey, that's mean.
Okay. Oh, and mine would be either Strange Tales number 110 or even though this isn't like
that.
Doctor Strange first appearance.
That was the joke.
I'm filling it in for everybody else. Maybe they don't know. I thought you were queuing me up. I'm like, nicely done. See what you're doing there? You're educating the audience.
No, I was more just making fun of Doctor Strange.
Hey. Hey, I know where you live now.
Oh,
Yeah.
too.
Or like less like, hard to find, but like I still think it would be kind of cool to own Sandman number 1.
Oh,
yeah.
So
That would be cool. Yeah.
right? That's pretty cool. Like that's like
I actually looked up, trying to grab Invincible number 1. I
Yeah.
can't find it in a first print. It's always like third print, $40. Like that
right?
kind of-
Yeah. Like no,
and
I would
by
love
the way, like third printing, why is it $40? It's still worthless.
Yeah.
All right, I have to ask you this real quick, Sal, just because they're about to leave. But they want to. Will you do Futures in Philly for
No.
back issues? There.
No, they read it. I wouldn't do Futures End if they read it already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be us, yeah. And even Dan read it.
Wow.
I thankfully
sorry.
deleted huge chunks of it from my mind, but still.
I was waiting for it to get good.
Yeah. And we waited a whole year, didn't we?
Yes.
That's
It was
rough.
not
Okay. Captain says, "Do you think Squirrel Girl is the strongest character in the Marvel Universe?" Lol.
No.
Right? You seem to think so.
There was a lol. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's
I figured
fair.
you could say that very quickly, yes or no. How about Hecacop? Thoughts on the new Marvel Knights mini?
Oh, should be good.
I love that idea. I hope it becomes a publishing line.
Yes.
Like, I want to see those books. Like, I want to see, like, Marvel Knights come back in a big, bad way. I think it was a great way to reinvigorate those brands. I think it was a way to make them relevant again. And even if it's not, like, what it was, if it's something new and different and maybe it, like, reflects how comics should be in the future, like, I'm in. So, I love that idea. And I'm going to be buying it. Once I figure out what day it comes out. I don't actually know when it comes out.
Question for Joel, because Joel likes Red Hood, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously. I mean, look at my red shirt.
No, legit question. I thought you did.
No, I have maintained that he is a silly character outside maybe like his first couple appearances.
Oh, fuck you. I was going to ask what you think about him being all evil again in his latest issue coming out.
The costume's kind of cool.
Oh, God, fuck you.
Okay, well, while you're thinking about that, King Killmonger asked, "What's your go-to order at Chinese restaurants?"
Ooh.
General So's.
That's me chicken.
Wonton
Ooh.
soup.
Yeah, it used to be General So's, but too many places confused that with orange chicken.
It's true.
I find that too many
That's
places
fair.
just make it bad.
I don't know you said that. Some places just make it bad.
Well, like, it's too crispy. I want a good, soft General So's.
And a little spicy, yeah, that's my thing. A good General Tso should be a little spicy.
I agree. Even though none of it, by the way, is Chinese in any way.
No.
Yeah.
It was a Taiwanese chef who was honoring a Thai general that the Chinese then co-opted.
Oh, that's fun.
I watched a whole documentary on it.
Oh.
Very insightful.
For me, it's scallion pancakes and steamed chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
I do like Mugu Gaban though, but that's another one that is so easily fucked up.
That's
Yes.
good too. I also like chicken chow mein, even though it's like the like cheapest thing you can get on the menu. But like, there's a place by us that does it so good.
They do.
Oh my god.
All right, grab 3 final ones, Tiffany. You're the decider.
I'm the decider. Okay, well then, here's one I think you might actually enjoy talking about. Stuart67 says, "Ask everyone if they would like an Agent Venom movie."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Way more than an Eddie movie.
Can I follow up
The
with
only
that?
problem is
Oh yeah.
that the Flash Thompson in the MCU is not Agent Venom in any way.
Yeah. No, not even close.
Now, if they wanted to, like, beef him up, age him up, make him join the military, have him lose his leg, if they made it so that he actually did become Flash Thompson in some way and get, like, a really cool, like, that actor type person, like, I don't know. That'd be really cool, but, like, it's never going to happen.
No.
But yeah, that'd be great. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay. How about this one then? From Aeon Justice. Favorite characters for DC, Marvel, and Image. So 3 characters.
Just like okay, Red Hood, Sailor from Witches, and Spider-Man.
Hey, those are all good.
Got
Those are all
Green
good calls.
Green Arrow, the Hulk, Dashel, Badhorse.
Batman, Spider-Man, and the Max?
Hey, nice.
Ooh, deep dive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I'm gonna go Doctor Strange, Morpheus. I get to do that. I get to do that.
No,
And
there's plenty of magic characters in DC.
no, I know, but I love Morpheus. Technically, he started in DC before they moved over to Vertigo.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, technicality.
Oh, you're talking Morpheus. I thought you were talking Morpheus the vampire.
No.
Morbius.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Yes.
Benny thought you were thinking the guy from The Matrix.
No, I thought she was going with Morpheus, the living vampire, the Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
Look, what if I
I was
told
like,
you?
what a deep dive pick.
Yeah.
No. Morpheus and for the Image, that's like impossible. I gotta say, Marco.
Oh, yay.
Saga.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's go. I like this because I think this is a fitting end to this. Our mod Danielle has asked a question.
Yay.
It's like it's kind of a question, more of a command. Build a 4-man superhero team. You can only choose one character per person. So each of us has to put a member on this team.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And no repeats.
And what's the team gonna do though?
Yeah,
Just
they need an
general
objective.
superheroing.
They are. Oh, they can be villains too. Damn it, Danielle. I think their objective is to.
Open a small business.
Okay, that's the objective. The objective is.
Red Hood.
Jason, you're late again.
All right, so we got
thank
Red
you so
Hood
much,
on our business
Sadassi,
opening.
and welcome, King Killmonger.
I'm gonna say Professor X because he's clearly good at managing people.
We have Red Hood and Professor X. Wow, we're already off to a weird start. What do you got, Sal?
Yep.
God. Who's the dude who ran the U.S. Avengers? Was that Sunspot?
Oh,
or
yes.
Sunfire?
It was Spot, I do believe.
Okay. Sunspot? Because he's a good manager and he's also independently wealthy?
Mm.
Okay, so we got money, we have psychic abilities,
Yep.
and we have Jason.
I guess I don't know what the business is.
But it's going to be friggin' awesome.
It sure is.
And I'm gonna just for the fun of it, just because I really want to. I don't know why I just want to see him mix into this and Spawn.
Ah.
Great.
So Dan, real quick, come here. I gotta tell you this team we created.
You need
Okay,
the
hold
drunk
on.
uncle to like really wreck your plans.
Okay, we have Professor X for telepathy. We have Sunspot for billionaire money from U.S. Avengers.
Okay.
Who was the other one?
Spawn.
I said Spawn.
Spawn, and I put Jason Todd on it. They're starting a small business.
It's good. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty much the best business ever. I like that Crunson said this team will plan weddings.
They're gonna plan a
Oh,
wedding.
I
there you
love
go.
it.
Jason, take the DJ gear out of
All
the
right,
truck.
guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. A little bit of an off-kilter weekly poll, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, just chatting with us, giving our opinions on some generic topics and stuff like that. If you are a fan of the Twitch channel or you are a fan of me and you want to hang around in about 45 minutes, Natalie and I, you want to come say hi? Natalie and I are going to be live with Game and Chill. Tonight is going to be our continuation of our Fallout 4 thing, right?
Yay.
Is that what's going on?
Hi,
Fallout 4?
Natalie.
Okay. We're going to be continuing Fallout 4 in about 45 minutes. We got to eat some dinner. If you are just here for the podcast, fear not. Thursday, there will be more podcasting in the morning. Sunday will be more, and we'll continue onward. And if you are here only for the weekly poll, in 2 weeks, we will return with more topics to talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can find Sal over at the Comic Pop YouTube channel, and Sal says one on Twitter. Tiffany's over at the Comic Pop TV Twitch channel, and the Real Zoobs on Twitter. And Joel is at Caped Joel on Twitter and YouTube. And you can find me, of course, right here streaming over on the Comicstorian channel, the Eligible Monster Gaming channel, and various thousands of subs.
True.
I'm in too many things at this point. Alan Scott.
Alan Scott, everybody.
Bye-bye.